So the jiu-jitsu players aren't the same thing as what I consider combat or street self-defense to jiu-jitsu. Because if you're going by rules, am I allowed to kick him in the groin? Right? Can't do that in a tournament. Don't want to do that inside with your team here in training. Right? Can you kick the leg? You can do all those things in the street. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So the first thing I want to teach you is that if you get knocked down and the other dude is standing up, be prepared for them to kick you in the groin or do stuff to you. That's the bottom person needs to be thinking about that. If possible, if I give you a minute, shoulder roll backwards or try to stand back up as quick as you can without getting kicked in the face. So he could probably shoulder roll backwards, try to stand up, not too bad. Okay? Make sense? He's back down. So think about this guy's really, he's the good guy because he's on his back and the bad guy is still attacking. If this was me and the guy went down, for self-defense purposes, I don't want to engage with that guy. I'm just going to leave. Go get in my car and leave. Doesn't that make sense?
Yes.
You never know. So anyway, maybe the guy punches you, trips you, whatever, has you down. You've got to be able to do something from the ground position. All right. The first thing I'm going to tell you is that you can legitimately kick. So if I reach down to grab you, you should kick me right in the face. Right? It's called an up kick. All right? Pretty simple, right? The second thing that we can do is if I get close to him, he can move to his side and he can scissor the legs and see if he can sweep me. Let's try it the other way. We are strong. There you go. That way works well. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
But it's just a temporary knockdown or temporary reprieve to off-balance me, okay? The thing you don't want to do is you don't want me to get past the legs. So this is where we get back to sport jiu-jitsu or we get back to judo or jiu-jitsu players, okay? He's going to put his feet up, and then if I go to move, he's going to put one foot down and use that to pivot, okay? So if I move this way, you can move this way, you can switch to the other foot. That should make sense to you. What I'm ultimately going to try to do is I'm going to try to grab a foot and I'm going to try to pass by and get to a top position. So we're going to scramble a little bit today. So this first drill, I'm going to be here, and if I just stand up too close, he should roll to his side and he should see if he can make a little trip. Okay? Keep in mind that I'm not out. He's got me here, but I can still kick him here. It's not over. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So again, he still has to be able to defend himself, maybe get up, or maybe he extricates himself and gets away. Right? One of us gets up first, that's pretty good. Get a partner, scramble around, don't hurt each other, but try, top guy, try to get to the head, bottom guy, try to stay on your back. All right. Here we go. All right, so let's talk just briefly that when we're ground fighting, it's not the same as ground grappling or wrestling. Does that make sense? All right, so I'm going to be in the down position here. Let's kind of talk just briefly. I'll spin around so that you guys can see a little bit better. Caleb's going to be here. If I'm like this in the street, I should expect him to just stomp right on my groin. Kabloom, that's just going to be unfortunate for me, right? So what do I really want to do? I want to have one side down and one side up. He could kick into the groin, but now I can do stuff to stop that. It's not going to cripple him for me to pop the knees like some people might think. But if he goes to kick, I can at least get this foot up to try to absorb it on the shins or on the bottom of the foot. This would be a mistake. This is what jiu-jitsu players do because they don't expect to get stomped in the groin. That's a mistake on the street. All right, so here's the thing. I'm covering my head. I'm covering my center line. This makes sense. I can make shots here, but what I'm ultimately looking for is a hook. Now, all my sport jiu-jitsu buddies are going to agree that hooking with the feet is absolutely essential in jiu-jitsu. We want to pull them in. I'm going to hook with one foot, and I'm going to do a single leg kind of a lock here. And he might go down, he might not go down, but in the street, what you're looking for, off balance, buy some time. So the first one, I like attacking the lead leg. I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to push hard. All right? The second one is I'm going to go this way. Okay? The third one in order for me to go this way, the foot has to be on this side. This isn't very strong. So I'm going to switch to the other side. I'm on the outside of the foot, and I'm going to go this. This one is super strong. That's the one I recommend as often as possible, okay? So we'll do it super slow. Right? Hook, press. Everybody say that's one.
One.
All right. You can do it on the other side as well. This is stomping to the inside. This is two. All right? This is stomping to pushing them to the outside. That's three. Practice those gently. Don't tear your friend's knees up. But again, give them a little resistance, but don't think you have to kick them. You're like, he's not going. Let me kick this, right? Just press and see if you can get him off balance. Okay? If you can't, switch, try a different one. Okay? If you can't, switch, try a different one and see if you can get him down. Okay? Play with that just for a second. Again, this is ground fighting, not ground grappling, so it has a different purpose. Go. When we look at leverage, which is pretty important right here, if I'm at this maximum range and I lock this foot, and that's as far as my leg extends, how well will that work? All right, now watch. How about now? Does that make sense? I got more extension. That kind of is pretty important, right? All right, I hook this way and I'm facing him. That's the one I should do. If I try to do this one, I'm really working the back of my hamstring, which is not really strong. This one might not be strong enough. But if I happen to be on the side, now I can suddenly do this one better. All right, he gets up. Again, I'm facing the knee, right? What I really like to do is I like to be at this angle so that I can kick here properly. All right, let's rewind and talk just a minute about self-defense for a second. I'm close enough here, I'm also close enough to kick him in the groin. I kick him in the groin, he bends forward, no problem. This suddenly works better. Okay? Now again, no one's going to stand there and let you kick him and try to sweep the feet. No one's going to let you do that. This is going to be quick, it's a gift, it's momentary. He's going to be trying to pass. Once he tries to pass, he tries to get into my feet, right? He tries to get past my head. I'm in trouble. We go back to what we do well. We go back to grappling. Okay? Makes sense. All right. So we tried this one, right? Pushing to the side, pushing to the side, right? We've done those types of things. Remember that if we can hook, not only can I maybe pull him forward, but if he is not coming forward, I can pull myself forward. Make sense? So I'll pull myself forward and I'm going to start entangling. If I can get this hand on him, then I can scoop this hand, then I can make different takedowns and different knee bars. Does that make sense? All right. Try to get a hand involved. We're going to be here, hook, watch my butt come off the ground, and I pull myself forward with the leg. If you try to do it with just your leg, it's a lot harder. There's a lot more friction. Does that make sense? On the elbow, less friction, lift. If I can, I'm going to pull. I'm going to grab, right? Then I'm going to look for an arm. This is the position I ultimately want because then I can move up to the knee bar position. Does that make sense?
Sure, sir.
This goes up his back. This goes between his legs. I got it with the right hand. Right knee. And grab. Try to get that far. Go back and if you want to go back and watch the video for these markers. Remember, this is a street function, right? So anybody on YouTube that's like, oh, you can't do that. Well, you're an idiot. We're talking about the street. There's no rules. I can do whatever I want. Let's go ahead and scratch any of them. You can't do that. Yes, you can. First thing is she kicks him in the groin. Bink. All right. That's pretty good. She hooks the foot. Then she's going to have her elbow far forward. And she's going to slide her hips to get this hand to set. Pull. Now, she's got one hand. The other hand's going to come in upside down inverted. Now, she's going to start to try to do an up and out and get her hips into it. Now, the knee, all right, now she's in the right place. The marker here is that the knee has to be in between the hips and the chest. It can't be out here. So, what do you do to make the move work? First thing is, if he falls, you stick it and you do it from the bottom. Right, so he falls, she throws that behind and she starts making knee bar, all right? Secondly, she holds on tight, she hugs. If she doesn't have enough to make him fall, now she's got to get behind, get her arm behind, and she's got to be able to lock it with standing.
I'm falling.
It's a lot of ab core work.
We have
right?
ab day today.
Now she arches her back to make this move. The key is going to be this base leg. All right, I'm going to demonstrate. Thank you, Caitlin. Good work. Let's do it this way. Send it, everybody. Make sure you guys can see. So again, maybe he punched me, bink, I went down, and I noticed that I'm at least kind of close. I'm kind of in the, I can at least hook, right? Elbow's kind of close. That enables me to make this move. What happens if my elbow's far?
Can't move.
My shoulder didn't go any further. This is as far as it goes. I got to move this, right? So this is going to get me the first grip. Okay? So I'm reeling him in, or I'm reeling myself towards him, right? 1. Now watch. 2. I got a definite hook now. I'm going to use this foot to propel this foot up. 3. Now notice I hooked his back. That's the key piece. Depending on where you are, you might get this side, but I want this side. I'm on the inside. I lock. He is not escaping. And then I apply pressure. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Bip. Hook. Pull. I'm sorry, let's do it this way. Bip. Pull myself in. Hook. Lift. Stay standing. Stay standing. Stay standing.
Trying to.
All right, he's still standing, right? I don't know if I can get my head underneath his leg easily, so I'm probably going to go with this one. I'm going to transition this foot to here, and that gives me the lock. Okay? Can we do it?
Sure. Yes, sir.
All right, the standing up one, entangle until he falls. If you just can't fall, try to make that knee bar. He will probably wiggle wobble until he goes down. I'll show you a different takedown if you guys need it. Go. Who wants to see an easier one? Because that's a lot of work. I'm taking let's say for example, I'm doodling, probably on my phone or reading the newspaper or something, some crazy man hits me in the ear. Ka-blink, and I go down. Holy crap, right? And I got this is what I got. Notice I am up, I am tight. Now, if I can't get him down, I'm gonna try to make the knee bar here, right? If I can. If I can't, then I'm going to try to hold the heel and I'm going to push my foot or my hips forward until he falls. That gives me this position. Notice I scooched up. I want to be close, I want to be tight. This way. If he's on his back, I need to be on my stomach, right? That gives me the lock. Does that make sense? If he's on his back, I'm on my side, he bends his knee, and now I've got heel hook, maybe I've got calf crush. Both are acceptable, but you lose the knee bar. All right, so let's talk about the easy one. Guy goes throw punch, cover, hook, drop to your side here, and entangle, right? Maybe we're in a grappling situation. Hook here, break this away. I'm going right under there, right? I skip under, and I pull it here. Now, at this point, if I want him to fall, control here, push this out, he goes down, I heel hook, or I move to here, remember? To make knee bar. Okay? All right. This move, right? Knee, scoop, grab, right? Controlling with his hand, position, lift. I can push with the right foot, I can push with the left foot, watch. Guard my feet. I don't want him heel hooking me. Pull it up, heel hook position. How do we know this is a heel hook? What tells me this is a heel hook?
It's in the crook of the elbow.
Toes are in the what? And the heel's where?
In the elbow.
Right. Is this the heel hook?
No.
It's here. Okay. We're going to try to helicopter in on our friend. Again, if he throws that punch and I get this, I'm just going to grab, drop. This foot's got to get between the legs. And then I'm going to entangle here, here, and here. I'm climbing my feet up this time, an easier way than last time. I'm making the same takedown. How does the takedown work? Affect the knee, break the balance, he goes down. I'm a little far for the heel hook. I need to set up, entangle, right? I can tuck here and tuck here. He can't get to my feet. I work this one, right? I can move to this angle, tuck here. I can tuck here, protect my feet. Here. Can we do it? Go. All right, so Caleb's on the ground this time. We're going to talk about some top guy stuff. What Caleb ultimately wants to do is he wants to try to hook and control my leg. All right? Now, if this leg is on the outside, I'm just going to go ahead and attack this leg. Okay? So he's here and he's making a grab for this leg with his hand. No problem. I'm going to set here, lift this leg up between my legs. I'm going to sit back down and I'm going to lock his leg. Is that your bad leg? No. About to make it your bad leg? Yeah. Okay. All right. So he hooks this foot. All right. Now basically, we're kind of thinking almost like half guard, right? Kind of think about we're kind of in a half guard kind of a position, or he's trying to get to half guard, right? I don't want to be down there. He hooks that foot and makes a hand grip. I could try to get this leg free, right? He's going to use the other hand, grab it. Then we're going to be wobbling. Who has the most base?
He does.
He does. He ain't falling anywhere. I can push him any way I want. He is not falling. I got two small points of contact to my feet. I have less base. He has the advantage. But I see the target. Squat. Hook. Goes right between my legs. Right? I make like a calf crush. I'm going to step over. And then I just crank. That was my knee, not his. Right? Everybody see? Let's roll over so the camera can see the hand position. All right? Now, I'm not using my hand to grind him like we do with a calf crush because I got strong legs. I collapse. I'm bending his knee, his bottom foot towards his butt. This way. I'm going to move my hand. Watch his knee collapse. Watch. Make sense? All right, give me a blue human being. Might make it a little bit better. Joel's on the ground. Contrast is super important so everybody can see. All right, so I punch Joel. Joel's trying to reel me into a position. He hooks. He leaves this here. Now, by the way, if I'm a real street fighter, I don't want to get kicked in the face. I might touch it, hit him in the groin. I think that would be wise. Ultimately, I don't want to grab this with my back and try to pick it up. We teach that posture matters. So what am I going to do? It's down. All I'm going to do is I'm going to get down low with it. Hook. Grab my knee. Black pants is mine. Blue pants is Joel's. Pretty easy, right? I can kick either leg over. If he's controlling this leg, I just kick the other leg over. No problem. Right? And then I crank. Okay? Let's go the other way. Lay back down, right? I get here, I control, and then I crank. Okay? It's mostly you're collapsing his foot towards his butt with your butt this way, just like an armbar. Who thinks they can do it? Good luck. So I'm the guy on the ground, right? I'm thinking I want to take him down. He sees this as a target. He hooks it. Now look how deep his elbow is, right? That's pretty deep. If he just gets his wrist, it won't be as good. It'll be okay. That's a good point right there. Now, and I'm working for this foot, and I mean I'm working it. All he cares about is he's got to sit on my foot, so just sit. Now, that's already tight. See how he pulled me forward? Now, if I'm controlling this leg, he doesn't want me to heel hook him, so he's got to quickly roll to his side, and here's why. I don't know if you guys can see, but my foot is on the ground. It's not going to move. It's stuck. How do you unstick the foot? His weight gets off of it. This leg goes over the top quickly, right? And he cranks hard. Okay, now, let's look at the heel hook problem. In order for me to get heel hook, where does the toes have to be?
On the inside.
And then I got to get to the ankle. It's not in the best place. I can get it, but if he's fast, he'll win first. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, you guys see how this foot is. That foot is safe. Now watch. Stand, unwind, stand back up. Okay, this time, this foot stays underneath me. Okay? So I'm going here. He's on the outside. This foot steps and is underneath me. Now he sits. Now, his foot's protected. He squeezes his knees like an arm bar. This leg's stuck. He kicks over. He sits back, cranks. I can't get to his feet. Better? All right. Cool? We only got 5 minutes left. Let me show you one more. All right. So we're doing some super cool foot stuff. He's the guy on the ground. Bip. I'm going to try not to get kicked in the groin. Bop. Let's try not to do those things, right? Let's kind of keep it real self-defense specific, right? A good jiu-jitsu guy is going to hook the foot and pull himself to me. Then he's going to give me this foot. He's going to push on that leg. That's exactly what I want. The foot's on the ground. Which one do I do? The one we just did, right? Mm-hmm. He puts his foot up. I could still grab it, but he's trying to reel me in. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to... I heard that one.
Yeah. You should use someone else for this.
Okay. Come here, Joel. Wrestling injuries, age 15. All right. So he reels this. He's looking for a grip. Top grip first, right? He's going to ultimately be thinking of maybe Kneebar, right? I've got something here. He's giving me a gift. Now, number one, I could just go ahead and sit down on him, and I can make toe hold. That one's pretty easy. I could totally do that. I don't have him fully immobilized, but I could go ahead and get the hand position at least. I could sit down on him. I could immediately start going for heel hook. It's right there. He's got this foot, so I can't turn into the knee bar easily. Okay? Potentially, I could leave that foot there and maneuver his body into this position to get in the knee bar. That's legit. You could do that. So he hooks, he grabs, and all I'm thinking about is I want to control him. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to grab this foot. I'm going to lift it, I'm going to push. Okay? Paul Erickson special. Leg lifts. Now, in wrestling, you'd want to pin the guy. In jiu-jitsu, you want him to be on his stomach so that you can choke him. So I could literally just turn him over. He can't resist because I'm controlling his legs and roll back. Right? But why do all that trouble when I've got the finishing move right here? Got toe hold right here. If y'all didn't hear that crack, it was pretty good.
I heard it.
Pretty substantial, okay? If I want, I switch to here and I make heel hook. Now it's not gonna hurt his knee. I promise you it's gonna affect, because of the position I have, it's gonna affect his ankle, am I right?
Sir.
Okay, so this is kind of a cross position, under the armpit, hook, grab, leg lace. By the way, I can always just torment him. He'll have a lot of difficulty kicking out of this, right? He's got to hold all my weight. He can try to roll me if he wants. I'm going to hold him, just kind of wait. Let him absorb my weight for a minute. Based here, holding his shirt, based here. If he tries to roll me in this way, he doesn't have a lot of base, but I still got this hand if I have to. Cool. Now we just decide, who wants to see toe hold? It's right here. Who wants to see heel hook? It's right here. Who wants to see knee bar? Where's knee bar?
All over.
It's right here. Leg raise. We need to see the entry one more time.
One more time.
This is for all the butt scooters in the world. I'm out here, he's butt scooting towards me. Right? By the way, I could be kicking him and stomping him. He hooks the foot, he grabs. This and this are my target. Lift, tuck, push. Let's go back. Ankle. I'm just gonna lift it. Now watch. Lift, tuck, push. So I push with my feet. That's what sets the position. His heel is in my crook of my arms. I've got this position here. Now, I'm not gonna try to hold him here, but I just want Joel, see if you can, you have to roll that way. See if you can just roll out. Now, I'm not gonna hold him. Let's see if you can roll out. Okay? Try to roll out the other way. Make sense? You got one shot if you can escape if they're not holding you tight. Right? Now roll out. See if we can control him better. And by the way, I could be tapping him at any time with any one of these moves. Okay? All of those are there. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Reggie.
It's actually Eric Paulson. I keep saying Paul Erickson, I'm sorry. Eric Paulson. So, Paulson, if you are watching this video, I knew your name and I meant it, I just got it backwards. Eric Paulson, not Paul Erickson. Eric Paulson. Totally different guy. Okay.